for
Nsem-Pii will honor more. Now Nsem so it is. Utie now share on my YouTube channel.
Be the first to know. Nsem-Pii TV.
Court echo asetena seidia na etifo ene ebe again say a lot of revelations are going to keep on being unraveled. Paul Adomochre and Enyumre or the more details every Accra High Court and the Ababetuja say and Richard Jakpa has implicated a lot of NDC apparatchiks, any NDC gurus. And this week Sami Jemfi Emma Bontin Emma press conference bia after court case. Esanse omubu of full Richard Jakpa yipa na Richard Jakpa so say on fa omo the BNC no nkwa na be kwa fiase. He will make sure he will drag them along. And saying Setekwe was called to be one of defense witness. Na Setekwe eba court no the attorney general during cross examination edit to nim say letters of credit na omo irrevocable ay ko fa sa ekadibro man enyo no any issue here ato force ni issue here. Setekwe during cross examination G2 mu say debi enyo enye ato force any issue here. Eni Nsem Richard Jakpa etna kind court per the written records of court Paul Adomochre kind Richard Jakpa say Setekwe boa enyo no any issues ha later no ato force any issue here. We issue here no Setekwe efa chiri e block here. Actually say Setekwe lied under oath, which is a criminal offense called perjury. And so Justice Kulendi fie and so as documents be ekokopie mu hono as documents ni exchange ya and also and then Yvonne Atakrobo obisa e de board Richard Jakpa no Jakpa entinya offense awo yinukulin nyina dedi. Na Paul Adomochre has a very brilliant exposition on the ebaye momienko ni enkonkofa.
One, whether the AG forced Jakpa to testify, etc., etc. Okay, so Francis Richard Jakpa told the court that he sent documents to the Attorney General by phone when they met in Justice Kulendi's house, and that it is these documents that Attorney General was using to prosecute him. So today he came into the witness box, and then the Director for Public Prosecutions was with him. And Director of Public Prosecutions said that, Mr. Jakpa, you have told this court that you sent documents to the Attorney General, and it is these documents that are being used to prosecute you. He said, yes, I said that. It's true. He said, okay, take a look at these documents. So he looked at them. Are these the documents? He said, yes. Then the DPP told him that, I'm suggesting to you that these documents were filed on the 29th of March. Were filed on the 16th of March. And then your conversation, your sending to the Attorney General was on the 29th of March. So by the time that you were sending it to the Attorney General, it had already been filed in court. Then he was there. He was in the witness box. You said you sent these documents, and it's these documents that have been used. Okay, the dates show that whilst your allegation claimed on 29th of March, the Attorney General filed these same documents on the 16th of March. So you see, when you are dealing with lawyers and Attorney Generals, you send a document to them, they will not say anything. They will, yeah, okay, thank you. They won't tell you that, oh, this document, I already have it, I filed it. Lawyers don't do that. Serious lawyers don't do that. So I think that's what confused him. When he sent the documents, Attorney General didn't say that, oh, I already have it. So he thought, he's boldly, if he are seeing the kind of person they may have been dealing with, I think by now they are getting it. I think they're getting it. But anyway, let's read it. Jakpa earlier claimed that on 29th of March, the Attorney General assured him that he will let him go scot-free. Oh, sorry, this is about the submission of no case. I'll come to the text message in a minute. This is about the submission of no case. The date I use is submission of no case. Jakpa earlier claimed that on the 29th of March, the Attorney General assured him that him go scot-free at the submission of no case if he testifies against her to force him. However, the Attorney General had already, on the 16th of March, filed a document saying that Jakpa indeed had a case to answer. So it's very similar, but this is about submission of no case. So on submission of no case, Jakpa told the court that Attorney General assured me on 29th of March that my submission of no case will be upheld by the court, or that he will not open the court will sustain his submission of no case. The Attorney General can assure him that he will not oppose it, because opposing the submission of no case or not is within the Attorney General's power. what the verdict the court will give is not within the Attorney General's power. So Jakpa was suggesting that the Attorney General promised him that he will not oppose the submission of no case. He filed his documents in 16th of March, opposing the submission of no case. He had already opposed the submission of no case on 16th of March. Jakpa says on 29th of March, he told him that he will not oppose it, but the thing had already been filed. So they are trying to suggest maybe you're not being truthful. But the judge will look at all of those things in some detail. This was one of the shocking ones. This one and the spiritual one, they were the shocking. That former finance minister Nsem-Pii was an evil man who forcing second accused and the third accused. He has been discharged by the court. Richard Jakpa mounts the witness box in cross-examination. Says the same Nsem-Pii is an evil man and he was against the transaction. The Attorney General, in cross-examining Nsem-Pii, has suggested to Nsem-Pii that this transaction didn't come from you. This transaction came so moto from autoforcing. And Nsem-Pii told the Attorney General, no, it came from. Attorney General says, no, Mr. Finance Minister, it did not come from you because of even the way the documents have been described to the Chief Director. The letter that went to the Chief Director went from Deputy Finance Minister. Nsem-Pii said, no, it is from me. It is not from autoforcing. Attorney General said, no, it's from autoforcing. He said, no, it's from me. Okay. Argument over. Nsem-Pii is discharged. Nsem-Pii's testimony recorded in the court documents. Then Richard Jakpa comes. He says Nsem-Pii is an evil man and he was against the transaction. Viewers, are we together? Are we together? Nsem-Pii says that I am with the transaction. Attorney General says you were not with the transaction, Mr. Nsem-Pii. You were not. This is autoforcing, acting alone. So moto, acting alone. Nsem-Pii says, no. He was acting under my authority. And I have authority as Minister of Finance to do the LC. Attorney General says, okay, I don't think so, but okay. So Nsem-Pii is gone. Weeks later, Richard Jakpa, the third accused, says Nsem-Pii was against the transaction. I think the judge is going to have some interesting matters to deal with when she comes to write her ruling. It says Nsem-Pii is against the transaction. Attorney General thought that Nsem-Pii was not with the transaction. Nsem-Pii told the court that he is fully with the transaction. Richard Jakpa says that Nsem-Pii was against the transaction. He's an evil man. The Shariite is an evil man. This is the kind of witness who is the third accused. That is him. This is the same person who managed to get the whole hierarchy of the National Democratic Congress, serious political party in opposition, big political party. This man, Richard Jakpa, was able to gather them in a room. Samuel Nsem-Pii, the propaganda secretary, Fifi Kwete, the general secretary, Johnson Asiedu Ketia, the national chairman. He put them together, sent them to go and do a press conference. Richard Jakpa is a powerful guy. He whipped them, go and do a press conference. They all lined up on Tuesday. They did press conference. They had a tape. Richard Jakpa, Asiedu Ketia, are you listening? Jakpa says, your finance minister, Nsem-Pii, is an evil man. You see, truth, you cannot hide it. Truth, you can't hide it. The light will always shine over the darkness. Light, it will always shine over the darkness. There's no darkness that can outshine light. And people will be speaking in a certain way that you will wonder what is happening if your heart is clean. If your heart is clean. People will be speaking a certain way. You wonder what is happening. Why is Nsem-Pii today? Why is he not defending Richard Jakpa's statements in court anymore? Why is Nsem-Pii's press conference, the post-court press conference, where is it? Why is it not happening anymore? He's in town. He's at the office. He's there. It's not happening anymore. Why is it not happening anymore? What's going on? Okay, this is the final part, I believe. Richard Jakpa says that let's look at the text before we come to the depiction, please. Can you just put the text on? Let's read the text and then we come to the depiction. Okay, the text is as follows. Jakpa said in open court that because the Attorney General was bent on prosecuting him, despite his innocence, he, Jakpa, had declared war on the Attorney General. and that if the Attorney General will use his legal skills to prosecute him, he, Jakpa, would be using his underworld skills to deal with the Attorney General. Jakpa also claimed that he will use the streets to exact vengeance on the Attorney General, whether or not he is acquitted at the end of the trial. In other words, Jakpa has confirmed to the court that he has a personal vendetta against the Attorney General and could do anything to destroy the Attorney General. This is what Jakpa said. Some of it is our own legal skills to prosecute him. He, Jakpa, will be using his underworld skills to deal with the Attorney General. He also claimed that he will use the streets to exact vengeance on the Attorney General. This is the guy who the records show that the military asked him to leave. And is it now sort of coming together, people to understand the person that we're dealing with? I'm very sorry for Johnson Asedun Ketia, the chairman of the National Democratic Congress. You know, it reminds me of Dr. UN. You remember that guy? Dr. UN came and lined up all kinds of people. All kinds of people. Very, very important people. Gave them award. Everybody was collecting it. Take award. Take. And then they salute. Then they take picture. Award. Take. Award. Take. Dr. UN was gave them awards. Everybody gave the award and learned to laugh at all of them. How come they all didn't know that Dr. UN was going to UN them? How did Johnson Asedun Ketia not know that this individual who was railroading him into a press conference should be looked at properly? That his testimony should be looked at properly. Today they've just abandoned him and run away. We will not allow them to run away. We want them to come and explain to us why they backed the guy and why they are running away. Nsem-Pii, now this is what politics is about. When you take a political position, you must be responsible to explain it to the people because you are asking for the people's mandate. Nsem-Pii was doing press conference every day after court. Today he has stopped. Why has he stopped? Were we not told that in the fullness of time, everything will unravel and good will triumph over evil? In the fullness of time, everything will unravel and good will triumph over evil. That's about it for today. We will be in court again on Tuesday, the next agenda. This is going to be very interesting. Let's get to text messages.
Semu ama WhatsApp messages ne ehu tape asode wo court no ye kone ne free one mo ba ye ewo ho no ye ma ne boni mutala inusa eboye nchemu mut majo
Bye mama Jozo.
Ena samu fa ora Jakpa ene Attorney General ho no edie ne free mo ba ye
Bye mama that ne court e fa sitna the thing na na ina ye ni no Richard Jakpa that made the Junadeke mo Attorney General Department there to na no nene. Okay, Attorney General, the whole Attorney General Department work at the court and on one baby P. Attorney General Kasa Godfred Yebo Adami no court. Deputy Attorney General you know Alfred Yeboa and I think to Dinah Atunabadapa almost no more court. I think to Director of Public Prosecution, Mrs. Yvonne Atakwa Gubisa. No, of course, any other state attorney na the focus of the court examination is na Attorney General version of the WhatsApp conversation also between Onu and Richard Jakpa na ba be supporter na obodi be abadi adanse na lawyer for Richard Jakpa. I just saw a part say almost say Attorney General version of the WhatsApp message that will be the full complement of the WhatsApp message normally abana every two every year. I won't say I think you be a thing. If it's over messages are Richard Jakpa SNE and Jakabeya. Course no and can say Attorney General phone beba. Yeah, then Richard Jakpa phone beba. Now they are compare text messages the woman in na be who say near so and as a text message a course to communicate their course near Jakpa a kind and the Attorney General and no Director of Public Prosecution Budget. You know, and there. You Richard Jakpa na nkasa and oba court back and say, oh no, WhatsApp message the office relevant to the case of court. And the aba. The aba is saying Attorney General so the office oh I had a full version aba or complain. Then not just if you answer what I go to police. There's an idea. Yeah, but yatu, especially to them, the Japan to say or the media aba. Yeah, but yatu. Then of course me I see evidence now and over the kind of value or the ebetuso. And no power, let's just say, apart from your further course examination, and there's a question there. DPP, a two questions, the man is Mr. Jakpa. Now, Mr. Japan, so at Tunubu, and there's the Cassani there. ɔtumi kasa saa na obiara bisa sɛ o Mr. Jakpa asɛm a yɛbisa ɔno yɛ asɛm tiatia yes or no na ka yɛkɔ yɛ nim ɔte party no meka yes or no a ɛnyɛ agye a mbɛti ase nti sɛ memma mo premise memma mo nya abotrɛ na mekyerɛkyerɛ mu a na obiara te aseɛ baabi asi ba attorney general question baako fa agye sɛ 8 messages na ɔsɛn mu attorney general ne nyinaa ni emu mmienu pɛ ɛna attorney general sɛ ɔte wɔn hu sɛ obi ne obi anya water conversation ebi a ɔgyina mi nkyɛn ya na waka sɛ agi sɛ mutala sɛni message wei ma mi na ma sɛni message na wɔ ama wɔ a ɔgyina mi nkyɛn ya na nipa na reply da ɔte da nsi da ɛno no sɛ ɔgyina mi nkyɛn na mi sɛni o WhatsApp message sisi a na ɔsa kan ne ɔbɛka ne sɛ nsa kan ɛnyɛ ale a ɔbɛ reply nti ne ebinom ɛwɔ hɔ a ɛyɛ message attorney general ankasa ɛrequest from ɔno a wasɛni de ama attorney general mmaa na ɔbɛtena ɔdi nkɔmɔ nti ɛno no ohun sɛ attorney general I reply by WhatsApp message na emu attorney general de na no bɛka sɛ bɛ da ase ne nsa kan nti sɛ ohun reply bi a ɔwɔ ankyɛ sɛ nyɛma a n'asɛni de ma attorney general no ɛni attorney general ɛnim hwee na ɛno na state police party sɛ attorney general ɛnim hwee o sɛni WhatsApp message a anka ɔbɛ reply ɔreply a anka ɔbɛ hu na emu waharage ne saa with WhatsApp messages ɛsan sɛ wɔn nfiw ne ti no ɛna waka theory de aba court ba kyɛ sɛ attorney general akeka nsɛnyɛ ne bi a ɛna afei nso odi attorney general kɔkan ya sɛ charges a ɛbɔ onya yɛn drop saa charges nyinaa amfa no ɛna ɔde asɛm no aba abɛto dwa a biribiara ɛkɔ so nanso ɔsɛ nyɛ saa na ɛteɛ justice esi asɛ wasare bo kye saa mɛ yi wetu asɛm no de aka so hyɛ na ɔte sɛ ndɛ court no kɔ asesena na yɛsɛ court no yɛ bi anso dɛbɛbɛ mu.
Yo mutala na woka sɛ court admit evidence no ɛno ne WhatsApp message no ho asɛm na yɛka no right.
Saa pɛpɛɛpɛ ɛno ɛna attorney general so ne yɛwɔ ne phone no so a ɛyɛ the WhatsApp to ɔno ɛne Richard Jakpa no ɔno nso de ne deɛ aba abɛto court court na agye ato.
Yo mutala mo ne adwuma nti na wɔtwe sɛ ne wɔn san so fra asɛm no a na yɛhwɛ baabi a wɔn de bɛkɔ akɔsie.
Go over the phone line and have a conversation. And Alex Urban private legal practitioner, who has joined us day one since this issue started and has been giving us some insight and analysis, has joined me on the phone again. Alexander Urban, good to hear from you. Good evening. Welcome to the Big Bulletin. Last week, Thursday specifically, the court admitted the secret audio recording into evidence, and the court in their own words said that they were admitting it for what it's worth. Should we take the admission of the WhatsApp messages in that fraction or in form?
Thank you very much. Good evening to your cherished listeners. Last week, the phone conversation between Jakpa and the Attorney General was admitted for what it is worth. And I can assure you that whatever the Attorney General also submitted would be admitted for what it is worth. As stated earlier, the judge had already admitted a similar piece of evidence from Jakpa. So, in line with the rules of natural justice, on that issue, the Attorney General also had to be heard. And so he also came in with what he considers to be the full. They quickly went to town with it. And so if the Attorney General, in the light of all these, allows any of his subordinates to do the cross-examination, why is Mr. Kulendi making a case out of it? What kind of double standards is that? You blow hot at one time and you blow cold on the same issue. Why? Anyway, let me hear your question.
Right. Alexander, since the accused Richard Jakpa has testified in court and also tendered some selected portions of the chats between him and the Attorney General, what should we expect?
Also, I'm saying that now the court would have the opportunity to look at what has been tendered by the Attorney General, which he describes as the full conversation. Every reasonable person putting all the pieces together would come to a determination whether indeed what the Attorney General has brought represents the real conversation between the Attorney General and Mr. Jakpa.
You have 1 minute remaining.
Selective convenience of what is contained on the tape to discredit the person of the Attorney General, and it turns out that that is not the full text, and that there were some things that he himself said and felt it may not be near to his benefit, so he did not put that before the court. That code that he brought would be of no use, because he would have lost credibility.
Thank you very much, Alexander Abon, private legal practitioner. It's now time.
Be the first to know Nsem-Pii TV.